I've got a special guest. Hello, Mr. Robin. What are you doing? You after some of my food? Alright, how you doing? Is everybody okay? All's good? Good to hear. Well, I'm out again in the woods, and it's been that heavy, the rain here on the way in, that it's been torrential, and I've hardly been able to film anything. I've just got in here and put the basha up, the British military DPM basha. I've put that up, and basically as soon as I got that up it stopped raining. Okay, I'm still dry though. I've got my waterproofs on, so all's good. I can't moan about anything because I'm out, aren't I? So I'm out on another overnighter, and another local woodland, another favourite of mine. I'm using like a lot of military surplus today. I thought I would do, because it's good for the soldiers. It's definitely good for us to use, isn't it? So why not? So yeah, I got the rain coming in slightly at a slight angle, so I dropped the one side down there. Other than that, it's been an absolute mad rush, I tell you, it really has. Yeah, so anyway, like I say, I'm going to use British military gear surplus. So that's the British DPM basha, as I've already told you, and I'm also going to be using the Dutch Army hoop bivvy. What I'm going to be doing this time, instead of using the hoop in the bivvy, I'm just going to use it as like a regular bivvy bag, because I find like I find it like when it's all pinned down and very stable, that my movement's restricted within the bag. That's just me personally. So I'm just going to use it as a standard bivvy bag and just remove the hoop, and that way I'll be free to roll around as I've got more movement inside. Well, I think I will have anyway. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I've also got a stove, a new stove to try out today that I'm looking forward to. It's going to be really good. Quite cheap really, the stove, and we'll have a closer look at that later on. That's to look forward to. And I plan on, all being well, if it's any good, plan on using it through as much as I can throughout the end of this year and the coming year. So yeah, I look forward to that. This comes in like the ultralight, comes under ultralight, I'd say. So yeah, anyway, that's all good. This is a private woodland, so I don't want to be speaking too loudly, so I do apologise beforehand if I'm quiet or if I come across as whispering, but I'm sure you appreciate that I've got to keep my voice to low levels, and because I don't want to give my position away. Not in here anyway. Well, not at all, do I really? But As you can see, it's really gorgeous here. Loads of silver birch, lots of mountain ash down itself, and obviously before I get in my bivvy bag later on tonight, I'll be lowering the ridge line. So if there is like any downpours throughout the night, which has been forecast, I'll be okay, because obviously with it that high up like that, I'm more open to the elements if I'm lying down here on the bivvy bag. If I bring this down, the basha down itself, I've got less chance of waterfall, like rain coming off the tarpaulin or blowing in on an angle. Not that it's going to on a wood. In a woodland it's far less likely because your rainfall falls more directly down. But if I lower that down before I get into my bivvy bag and there's a downpour, any water that comes off the basha itself is less likely to splash back onto me inside the bivvy. But the bivvy bag is also like waterproof. It has been treated, but yeah, I think it's the best thing to do, just to bring it down just in case. So anyway, let's have a closer look at this stove, shall we? This isn't a review, by the way. This is just a look at, and it's something that I've bought myself. I thought it was like an ideal replacement to the Trangia triangle. Well, fingers crossed it is, but I can't fault the Trangia triangle anyway, as you know, because I've used that on many a camp, haven't I? So yeah, this is like an alternative. It's even lighter than the triangle itself, and this is by Polymath Products. So yeah, I'll show you the bag. There's a bag that you've got that it comes in. Nice little drawstring bag like that. Plain bag. Open it up. This is what's that? It was $9.99. I got this off Amazon, and it was free postage for me. So I don't know whether that was through Prime, but it was $9.99 anyway. What's that about? Around about $12, I'd say. So anyway, let's have a look. By the way, this is a meths, or an alcohol burner. That's why I compare it to the triangle. So I can get it out of the bag. Right. It also comes equipped, well, supplied with a windshield. This is a 6-panel windshield, aluminium, like that. So there's that. Decent size, as you can see, nicely made. Looks okay. So I have had it out the bag, obviously. I've had a quick look. One thing I did notice, nothing big, no major problem. These that you push into the ground, the pegs that push into the ground to support the windshield itself. They're a bit sharp, and the bag, I noticed they might tear into the bag after a while, so a bit of sandpaper on there, a bit of emery cloth just to take the sharp edges off those. That's nothing. Like I say, it's not a moan or anything. It's just something you could do if you wanted to look after the bag that it comes supplied in. So anyway, so there's like the six panel windshield, and inside the bag we also have the burner holder itself, the 2 supports. These are like I think these are aluminium also, I believe so, by the weight. There's next to no weight in it. Really well made. There's no sharp edges on this at all. Really smooth, really well machined. And these slot together, see? You've got the inner and the outer. Obviously the bottom one, you have the groove facing upwards. The top one, the groove facing downwards like that, and they slot in. If you noticed, that's a really snug fit. That's a really good, nice fit, that is. Hardly any play. It's really good. So obviously that's to hold the burner that I'm going to show you in a minute. I noticed that these supports, by the way, that come in, they should be just about right for my 650mm titanium cup, I'd say so. But I brought the BCB Crusader cup today. Seeing I'm using military gear, I thought I may as well bring that and do my noodles in that and what have you. So anyway, yeah, so that's the burner holder itself. I've noticed it's quite wide, so you've got plenty of support there from the ground, and it can, because the way it's shaped, you can also dig it into the ground slightly to seat it. That's really well thought out. You can tell they thought well a lot about this. Here's the burner itself. This is a really light aluminium. I mean, there's really no weight in it at all. Can hardly tell there's any weight to it. This is the most fragile thing about the stove itself. The burner is it's quite flexible, so you want to really, personally, I'd watch where you have it in your pack. I'd have it somewhere, like I'd have it at the top. All my stoves and everything, I keep them separate from everything else in with the fuel and whatever. So I usually keep like a designated part in my pack, like a pouch. Like I've got the LK35 today. I'm getting eaten alive here. I've got the go away flies. I've got the clear off. This is my ear hole. It got in there. Anyway. Yeah, like I say, I keep my fuel and my stoves in one pack, just to keep away, just in case there's any leakage or anything else. And water, it can dry out if it leaks into your pack. That's okay. You can hang things out to dry and what have you. But as I'm sure you can understand, if you have your fuel leaking or whatever, you're into your clothing or into your food, yeah, you don't want that, do you really? So anyway, back to this. So like I say, this is very flimsy. I can flex it, and it goes for the same at the bottom. So it's like a very light aluminium. I presume it's aluminium. And in here, you've got like a felt pad that's inside there. And this is where obviously you pour your meths or your denatured alcohol, that it soaks up the fuel. So there's less chance or no chance of any spillage as long as you don't overfill it, obviously. But I think that's a really cool idea as well. Oh yeah, and while I'm on, I say like the lid itself could be used as go away flies, goodness me. Like I say, the lid could be used just as I said that the lid could be used as just a bit, put the fuel in itself if you want to. If you just want to pour a bit in there, you could do that if you wanted. That's another option, rather than use the felt, the main burner itself. So anyway, seating in the stove, the stove support itself, the legs there. Let's have a look. Fits in lovely. Really nice. There's a slight movement between, but it seats really well in there. This is a really well thought out product, and I've just dropped it. So there's your close up of the stove itself. I noticed the felt is really really nicely padded in there. It's not loose, it's quite tightly packed. I wouldn't try and remove it. And that's it with the lid on. It really does weigh next to nothing. Anyway, it's time for a cup of tea. Now I've been showing you the stove, it's made me thirsty. It's pretty thirsty anyway, and you can't beat a cuppa, can you? So, especially out here. So what I'll do is I'll top it up with some meths, and we'll see how we go on from there. One thing I didn't say is that the burner itself, the burner itself comes in a little packet, like an air seal packet. It's about so big. And it's got like a crease ziplock, not like an actual pull across, like it seals anyway. The bag does. So if you do keep any meths in there or whatever, and it shouldn't leak. When I use this, I'll just I'll burn off whatever meths is in there at the time. I wouldn't leave it. I wouldn't leave it full or whatever, or half full. I think it's always best to make sure you reduce your chances of any leakage, to be honest, but each to their own. Right, anyway, it's time for a cuppa. Enough of me going on. Some meths on. Let's soak up. Seems pretty stable on there. It's okay. I think the carry capacity, the strength of the stove itself is about 1 litre. Certainly a lot of buzzards around here today. But anyway, while that cup of tea's on the go, I'll have a walk round, shall we? Like to join me? Hope so. But yeah, anyway, I think this is what we'd call the wane of summer. All the leaves are starting to turn. See, like the ferns, they're dying back now. Start to get all the gorgeous colours. In saying that, it starts to rain. But yeah, you can feel the temperature dropping now. Now I get up for work in the morning. It's starting. It's not nice and light anymore. When I first get up, it's pretty dark. But yeah, I look forward to the camping out in the autumn too. Very peaceful, apart from the buzzards. And the odd wood pigeon. I bet that cup of tea's not far off being done now. So let's go and have a look, eh? Would you like one as well? Sure, no problem. I hope I brought my tea bags. I won't be having tea then, will I? I'll be like, tough luck, Michael. Oh, that's boiled quick. Look at that. That's probably on the go about, I'd say, probably about 7 minutes. Lovely. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh. It's starting to rain again. I do hope tonight anyway, when I'm in the bivvy bag, all snug, that we do have some torrential weather. I really like a good downpour, don't you, when you're out wild camping? If you do, I love it. So fingers crossed for that. In fact, I'll keep everything crossed for that. Mind you, I better not do that, because I just chuck this everywhere. But yeah, you can't beat a good downpour when you're wild camping. Oh. It's funny, it's ideal for me. The rhododendrons that we got here, they work in my favour because they keep it really sheltered here and very stealthy, whereas holly's another good one. That's another camp location of mine where I camp amongst holly bushes. But rhododendron are equally handy, aren't they? Being evergreen, so they give me that cover and that shelter. Although they're not like native to this country, and they're very invasive, aren't they? They rob a lot of the plant life of the light, and wherever they branches touch the ground, they reshoot from there. So they're very invasive, but also very beautiful. I remember being here in what was it, spring, late spring was it, when they were in flower, and I did a wild camp here, and the smell was that heady. It was like it was beautiful, the smell from them, the flowers. I'm sure one large bush can, between 4 and 7 million seeds a year can be produced off one bush alone. Has its benefits for me with its shelter, and being stealthy from the elements and from hiding from view, being evergreen like holly is, but it's also like very detrimental to our native plants. It's because it's not native to our country. Yeah, it was introduced in the 18th century and was very popular with country estates and things like that. It's because it's like a very ornamental plant, isn't it? Especially when it's in flower. So I can see why they introduced it back then, but I don't know whether they realised or cared how invasive it would be to our natural, our native plant life. It's also responsible for the destruction of a lot of native habitats and the abandonment of land throughout the British Isles, which is a shame.
Cold breeze, dead leaves are falling from exhausted trees with no one else but you and me to see. We walked while you talked, and everything you've ever said reflecting in my hollow head at once. From seed sunk, we grew up like a tree trunk, but your branch and mine, they split and climbed apart. Though we still share a single heart, if you peel away the bark. The dim haze of old days, in sepia the times return, the love we shared, the lessons learned and lost. But slow.
As you can see, I've got to take the LK35 off the tree because the rain's been on and off the last couple of hours. So what I've done, what I normally do, because the pack has an, as you might know, has an external frame. What I do is cut myself a branch like that, or get some deadfall with a V like that, and all I do is make a support for the bag, and that just fits in the frame like so on one side, and the branch going out the other. So you've got the support there, and because there's nothing worse, is there, than a bag like that you've got to lie down or keeps on tumbling one way or another and throwing your kit everywhere. Once you put it in there, you want it to stay in there, don't you? So yeah, that's what I do. I just got myself a nice branch with a V like that and rest it, and that's not going anywhere, and it's easy to get to.
While you talked, and everything you've ever said reflecting in my hollow head at once. From seed sunk, we grew up like a tree trunk, but your branch and mine, they split and climbed apart. Though we still share a single heart, if you peel away the bark. The dim haze of old days, in sepia the times return, the love we shared, the lessons learned and lost. But slow looked and saw your branch had bent apart. From seed sunk, we grew up like a tree trunk. But your branch and mine, they split and climbed apart. But we still share a single heart. If you peel away the bark.
Took straight away. Rather hungry and thirsty, to be honest. Where's my lid? Doing nicely. That's 2 packets of those super noodles in there, and 1 BCB Crusader cup. I'm starving, so I'm looking forward to it. I've also got some spicy sausage to put in there as well. Yum yum. Lovely. All I've got to do is put that spicy sausage in there. It's a phantom stove. It's best not to try and snuff it out with the lid as I tried to do earlier. Yeah, the best thing to do is what you do with a candle. That's simple. Spicy sausage in there. Very nice. I've just dropped the basha down and it started to pour with rain. You might be able to hear it on there. I've dropped it to a lower level, so I've got far more shelter in here for just me and the bivvy bag and my pack. So there'll be plenty of room and less chance of rain blowing in or getting in or splashing underneath, because the basha's now a lot lower. Also, I could drop it a bit more, but I think I'll be fine. Yeah, it's about couple of foot off the floor, so that's plenty. I don't think we're going to have any more torrential than that, but we'll see how it goes over the next couple of hours. I can always drop it again, it's no problem. And in a bit, I'll get my bivvy bag out. I'll save that till last, obviously. I'll put that out last of all, and I'll blow the I'll put the self-inflating mat in, and my sleeping bag, and my Poundland pillow. So yeah, it's great, loving it as always. The stove's still out up there, but I've put the lid on top, so it's fine, so it can't get damaged in any way. So I cooked my tea in just the right time, didn't I, really? Yeah, the rain is picking up now. Good. Yay! And this is what makes it all worthwhile. Oh, so relaxing to listen to that. I hope he keeps it up through the night as well. I don't think I know anybody that doesn't find the sound of the rain relaxing, whether you're into wild camping or not. Life really doesn't get any better than this when you're doing this. I say nothing, just listen to that. I'm had enough to sleep already. Yeah, well, if it keeps that up tonight, as soon as my head touches that Poundland pillow, I'll be fast asleep. I've been thinking, I was wondering if I did this like day in, day out, or I did this wild camping, stealth wild camping a whole lot more, would I get bored of it? I really don't think so. To be honest, I think I just get more and more involved, like more into it than what I already am. And to be honest, that'll take some doing. I don't think I'd ever get bored of doing this. How about you, fellow wild campers? Would you get bored if you were, say, doing it for a living, or you were like running courses, bushcraft courses? Of course, I'm not a bushcrafter. I don't class myself as a bushcrafter. As I've always said, I'm a wild camper, stealth wild camper. But it comes under the bushcraft title, doesn't it? How could you ever get bored of doing this? It's not just an audio thing, it's a visual thing as well, seeing the raindrops running down the top. I find that's lovely as well. Seeing the raindrops sparkle. It really is magical. It takes it to another dimension when it's raining while camping. Don't you agree? It really does. And after the heat wave that we've had, or heat waves we've had this year, it's been crying out for some rain. The last time I was here, all the plants were wilting at the top here. Yeah, they were really struggling. So yeah, it's a well-deserved soak. I've had a bit of a soaking myself, but I don't mind. Could have put my waterproofs on, but nah. Saves having a bath, doesn't it? Right, give it a bit. I'm going to, I'll get the bivvy bag out and I'll get everything ready for tonight. So it's not a mad rush last thing as the light's going. That's the way it is in the woods, isn't it? The light just rapidly vanishes, like it goes so fast. So yeah, give it an hour or so and I'll get the bivvy bag out and get all that set up. The rain's obviously eased off now, and I got a chance to put the bivvy bag out underneath the basha and everything else, get set up ready for the night. And you look in there, it's all done. There's the Dutch Army hoopless bivvy already. I'll show you inside. So inside the bivvy, all I've got is my 2 to 3 season sleeping bag, and I've got my Flora Neo Air in there. It's going to be lovely warm enough tonight. Underneath I haven't bothered with a closed cell foam mat. I really don't need one because I do sleep quite warm. I don't feel the cold, and I know tonight I'll be more than comfortable in there. I'm looking forward to a good night's sleep. Pretty tired, it's been a long week at work. So anyway, should we go and have a look to see how stealthy this is? Right, so if we head away from camp, as we look behind us we should see it. There's the table with the stove on, and there's the basha. But this should blend in really well. It really is a low profile setup. Yeah, well, that really is stealthy. I think it is. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Let's go a little bit further away. We're looking again. I've got to be honest with you, I fell asleep. I fell asleep while it was raining. I knew I wasn't joking. I actually did fall asleep. Where is it now? I'm really pleased with that. So the nearest trails from here are right down, so I'm at the top of a hill here, right down the bottom, and that goes all the way around. So here it's very secluded, thanks to the being at the top of the hill and all the undergrowth and the rhododendron bushes. Right, the light's dropping pretty quick now. There's not many people around now. There's been plenty walking through. It shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be here either. But they are, and dog walkers and what have you. I can hear somebody now. Surprising, given the weather and that, how people still come out and walk around these places, because it's not the easiest place to get to. Goes to show as there are people out there still who appreciate nature as much as we do. Let's make our way back into camp, and we'll see what we think on the way back. You see it yet? It's right in front, dead centre of the screen. See it? No. So there's nobody going to come up here anyway. There. Proper low profile setup. Nothing fancy at all, just your military basha and a bivvy bag. Nice and basic. Can you hear an owl already? Sun is starting to set now. You can't really tell from the camera, but it is. The next time that you probably see me, I'll be in the bivvy. I'm going to get in soon. I'm pretty tired. It is rather warm in here. I think I will be taking my beanie hat off in a minute, because the temperature's pushing in here. I tell you, it really is. So I've only got a 2 to 3 season bag, but I am getting rather hot. I've had to shut the bivvy fully up because the mozzies are out in a vengeance. Not that I get bitten bad or anything by any particular insect, but yeah, they're going for it this evening. I've heard some owls on and off. Sort of really nice. I've checked the forecast. It's about 16 degrees, and obviously it'll plummet a little bit through the night. And they've forecast showers throughout the night, so I look forward to that. So that'll be good. And I'd also like to say how much I appreciate you all, and thank you for watching and getting this far into the video. And you really are all very important to me. Thank you for the subs and the thumbs up. I think it's very important that I take my time in each video to say thank you and say how grateful I am to you all. So I hope you're all having a great weekend. It's Saturday night now, Saturday evening, so by the time this is uploaded, this will be sometime in the week, I dare say, by the time I've edited it or got a chance to upload it. So I hope you've had a good weekend. Anyway, I'll lights out now, and I'll say good night to you all. So cheers, take care, see you in the morning. It's raining. The forecast was actually right. I think it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. It's just started. Just listening to that, it's so soothing. Really can't beat wild camping, can you? Being at one with nature, in the rain. Not at home in bed. Just out in the middle of a woodland. In the middle of nowhere. It's fantastic. I hope we have torrential weather. At the top, the basha's plenty low enough to ensure that I'm going to stay dry. Plus I've got the bivvy bag as well, that's waterproof, but it's plenty low enough. It's fantastic. This particular bivvy bag that I got, the Dutch hoop bivvy, this one's got the bug net, the mosquito net built into it. So I've just been using that, opened to sit that across, and it's cooled down somewhat inside the bag, because I was goodness me, I was boiling. So that's increased like the ventilation. I've got no condensation or anything inside the bag at all. Very breathable. They're very popular bags for obvious reasons. Come on, rain. Love ya. Listen to that. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Magic. Good morning. Had a decent night's sleep. It's had downpours on and off throughout the night. So it's probably about 7 o'clock in the morning now. It's quite cool. Still having the occasional showers, and I think it's time to get up and do some breakfast. Starving. Right, let's get some bacon on the go. Absolutely starving this morning. I cut all the bacon up into small pieces, as you can see. Stove's doing a fine job. I haven't had to refill it yet, for the bacon anyway. I haven't had to top it up with meths. I'd always rather overcook things than undercook while camping, for obvious reasons. Okay, and now to add the other ingredient, wherever I've put that. Right, scrambled eggs, pre-scrambled. You do like a bit of an omelette, I suppose. Yum, 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 yum. I'll have to get off soon. I think that's more or less done now. Scrambled egg and bacon for breakfast. Beautiful. In this woodland, even more beautiful. It really doesn't get any better than this. Just finished my breakfast. That went down a treat. It was delicious, especially out here, of course. Everything tastes better out here. But yeah, I was just sitting there eating away and listening to the bird song and the wind blowing through the trees, and appreciating Mother Nature and not taking anything for granted at all. But now I'm afraid I need to start packing everything away. Didn't take long, and as always, leave no trace. places as Mother Nature intended. Right, time to sit back. Well, I've had a great time. Stove, very impressed by the stove, Polymath Products. Phantom stove. I cooked all that bacon and egg on one burner full, so very impressive. Hoop bivvy, yes, I prefer it without the hoop, I think, just because that's me. But yeah, anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I really do appreciate you joining me on my adventures and my wild camps. Really kind of you, and I do wish you all the very best, and you are all always very much appreciated. So as I fight my way through the brambles, I'll say goodbye for now. So until next time, Black Country Woodsman over and out. See ya.